Welcome back, you guys. I'm Tassie, and on my ghostly vlog today, we're going to be talking about how to hooplee. Hooplee is basically the calling of spirit ceremony, so I'm going to cover that briefly, and then towards the end, I'm going to talk about a ghostly update that happened to me. Now, first off, this topic actually came about because somebody close to me asked me how to do it. And it kind of dawned on me that a lot of people probably don't know how to do this. And you may have seen it, like millions of times, but you may not be able to do it yourself. You actually can. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. And the whole point of this is so that you understand the theory behind it and then you can do it yourself. So why would people have this calling of spirit, this hooplee kind of thing at all? Typically, you guys get it done once a year. And if you guys don't, you guys are welcome to do it more than once a year. Whenever somebody gets scared, somebody gets depressed, somebody gets sad, anything like that, especially if they're pretty sickly, you tend to always do a hooplee for them. And the theory behind the hooplee ceremony is that you're bringing the person back to being whole, because we believe in your body having multiple different types of spirits. So it could be your spirit on your arm, your spirit on your leg. Literally, it's every spirit possible, because we believe everything has a spirit. So you're calling all of these spirits that belong to this individual back to them. So that is the purpose of having this ceremony done. Now, I'm going to let y'all know, if you are a shaman and you hooplee, you're going to sound completely different from somebody who was taught how to hooplee. So I have mentioned before, there are certain types of magic that can be taught and some that can't, okay? My lineage, we don't teach people how to do things. However, hooplee is not one of them because anybody can know it. Typically, though, in the monk community, it's actually just taught and passed down. As you get older, your parents may just tell you to just go and hooplee, because they don't want to do it. They're kind of tired. So this is actually something that's generally taught. And it can be a man or a woman who does it. So just keep that in mind. This isn't like some secret magic. Don't have anybody tell you if you pay them, they'll teach you, okay? Now, of course, if you want to know their actual verses, then yeah, I can see that. But also saying with that, again, shamans, when I do it, I sound very different from like an OG grandma or grandpa. Okay, so because they are taught the same verses, the same tune, the same everything. Mine is going to be coming from my guides. So just keep that in mind when you guys do have shamans doing it. It's because the guides are doing it. That's why. Now, the old age shamans, they tend to all sound the same because that's the same thing they were taught, because they don't have that clairvoyance where they actually hear their guides and their guides take over and do it for them. So keep that in mind as well. All right. Now, for myself, I require different things depending on if it's a ceremony or if it's a regular day and you just need me to come by and hooplee for you, okay? So whenever it's a ceremony, I will always require 2 chickens, a male and a female. And if it's going to just be a regular day, you're just kind of sick lately and you happen to have a live chicken, just one is perfectly fine. Now, the point of having the male and the female and all that great jazz and having a chicken is because we like to read the feet after you've cooked the chicken. And I believe in the power of reading chicken feet, okay? Like, things have happened to me where I'm like, I should have listened to the feet. It was so obvious. So keep that in mind, you guys. All right, this video is not going to be talking about how to read chicken feet. So what I'm trying to say now is that, some people, they're not okay with having the chicken. They don't want to sacrifice the chicken. They don't believe in it. The chicken actually protects the spirit, and that's why I always prefer to have a chicken. If you cannot accommodate, maybe you live in an apartment, you don't want this screaming chicken in your house, okay? I get it. Just use an egg then. You can definitely use an egg. Now, those who have an allergy to eggs, it's okay to just put it under their pillow for like 3 nights, and then after the 3 nights, you can go ahead and discard the egg. You don't have to actually eat it. Don't put yourself in physical pain just to eat this egg because you're supposed to hooplee, okay? Don't believe in anybody who says, just a little bit, just eat a little bit. You don't have to, okay? And why don't you have to? It's because it's a metaphor. That's it. All right, so now let's say you do or you don't, you have a chicken, okay? And then you have your egg. You will also need a bowl of rice, and then also 3 incense sticks, and a tool of your choice. So how to prepare it all, the chicken, if you have one, cut some holes into a box and put the chicken in there, and then, kind of close up the box and set it by the front door. That's right. We're going to be performing this at the front door where all your neighbors can see, all these random cars driving past you. They're all going to watch and be like, what are you doing? That's right. You do it in the front door. Don't do it in the back. Don't do it on the side because it's not good for the spirit that they have to enter through the back of the house. Why can't they come through the front? So as embarrassed as you are, you're gonna do it in the front door. I've done some crazy things in broad daylight. Now, back to the bowl and the incense sticks, right? If you guys don't have like a little side table, I used to have like this patio furniture set and it comes with like the little end tables. So they're pretty light and easy to move around, right? If you guys don't have that, you guys can also, you know, like the TV dinner trays, or the easiest thing is just to use a chair. You know, just drag the chair to the front door, have the chicken down by the legs of the chair, and then on where the seat is, that's where you would set everything. So with the bowl with rice, you could put the egg in there, and then the 3 incense sticks, just go ahead and stick it in there. Make sure the incense sticks don't fall. Now, of course, if you don't have that, let's just say you don't have a bowl, it's not deep enough, you don't have enough rice, the incense sticks can lean, okay? It's perfectly fine if the incense sticks are leaning down and they're laying down. Perfectly fine. Now, for the individual who's going to be doing the hoopli, you will need some type of tool. And for myself, I like to use my horns. So whenever I told you guys, oh, these are my favorite horns, I have called many spirits with these horns. So, you know, you just need some type of horn, or else, I'm also going to show you guys what I'm about to show you. Never hoopli with it. Never, ever hoopli with it. So, there's also this tool here, and my red string is totally blocking it. Let me turn it around. Alright, so there's also this tool, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this one is because I gave away my other one, and it actually has rings, okay? Do never ever use the ones with the spokes on there to call someone's spirit, okay? We only use this for demons and ghosts, okay? That's why. But I'm trying to show you guys like this tool here. I used to have a really huge one that covered a whole person's body. And it's actually circular rings, not the star. Never use a star! Okay, I cannot stress that enough. Alright, anyways. So you would end up using the ones with the circles, the perfectly round circles, not the ones with the stars. So there's also this tool too. That was it. That was all I was trying to tell you guys, but I don't want you guys to be like, oh, this is the one Tassie was talking about. It is not this one. Don't ever use this one. All right. So you have your tools, whether you chose the horns or the thing with the circles, okay? It's up to you. Now, how you guys will actually hoopli. Now, it's all about a theory. And traditionally, how it starts out, the verses, and I'm just going to tell you guys the theory. You guys can come up with your own verses, and it's going to be whatever and that's what OGs always say, whatever the spirits are telling you, whatever comes out of your heart, basically. So typically whenever somebody is going to be hoopli, and it's just a theory, so you can use whatever words that fits you, right? So it doesn't have to be word for word verbiage. So you typically start off like, oh, it's a really good day today, and you're here calling on the spirit of this individual, whatever their name is. It could be an English name or a Hmong name, okay? Even if you're not Hmong, you can call their spirit. That's right. You can call someone's spirit who is not Hmong because they have a spirit. Now, and then you're going to talk about how you're calling them from near and far, no matter how far they've gone, etc. You're calling them to all be whole and to come back home, that there's people here waiting for them who love and care for them, and for them not to be sad, and for them to stand up and come back home. Now, whenever you're done with your verse, okay, whatever you choose, however long you plan to do it, you know, some people will go a very long time. Basically, you keep chanting whatever words you want of all, welcoming, calling of that individual spirit back. Then when you're feeling like you're done, whenever that is, 1 minute, 5 minutes, some people do it for like 30 minutes. I kid you not. Okay, I don't ever do it for 30 minutes. I do it for like a good, I don't know, it depends on my guides. It could be anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes for one single verse. Then you're going to use your tool. And your tool, if you guys have the ones with the ring, traditionally what they're doing is they're swinging it with their arm, standing up, of course. So this looks kind of weird. They don't do this, okay? It's on their side, and they're literally just doing this. So, and that is the noise to call the spirits, right? So you guys could do that, and then whenever you guys are done with your verse, and the whole time you're facing outwards towards the door, the whole time you're facing outwards, as you're calling and telling them to come back into the house, you literally will throw this item, not exactly this one, but you guys remember what I'm saying. You will literally throw it into the house onto the floor. So, how do you know you captured it? these things are heavy. Okay. So if you ever throw them and they all land like this, it means it did not work. You did not capture it. Okay. What you're looking for, and it doesn't matter however many is over here, even if it's just one, they need to go against each other. They literally, like, you know, they have to go against each other. And that's how you know you've caught it. So if they all, again, land in one direction, you did not catch it. They all have to crisscross like that. It's better if there's more that actually do it too, you know, but that's how you guys would use that tool to hooplee, okay? Then you need to tell the spirits, you know, like, oh, you know, you're here, you know, welcome home, we love you, we're going to take care of you, don't leave, don't be sad anymore, we're here for you. And then somebody else in that family related to that individual, not the physical person who you're calling it for, somebody related to that individual must accept the package. And when I say the package, that is the bowl of egg and the rice and the incense sticks. They have to accept it, and then they in turn have to say, oh yes, come back home, you know, like, come home, don't be sad, we're all here and we love you. Then that's how it's done. Now, if you're using the horns, which is my favorite method, and honestly, I don't like to use that round thingy because it's really loud. I don't like excessive noises, so I like to use my horns. Now, with the horns, I do feel like it's more accurate. It gives me a lot more accurate readings. So when you guys are doing the horns, for myself, what I always do as I'm calling my verse and all that jazz, I'm calling the spirit back. When the time is right and they tell me to, I will actually, you know, like the door frame, how it's like a rectangle? I will hit once with the bottom of this to the right side, and then I will hit with the left side. And then at the end, I will hit it on the bottom in the middle. You know, like this is the door frame here. I hit it in the middle, and then I'll turn into the house, and then I'll throw my horns. Now, the throwing of the horns and how you can tell you captured the spirit. Now, if the horns ever land like this, you did not capture it, okay? What you're looking for, if you don't capture it, same thing with this one. If you don't capture it on your first throw, you just pick it all up again. And you call a few more times or whatever you want and then throw it again. Now, what you're looking for is going to be if they both coot. And this is what we would call that it's closed. And this means you've captured the spirit. All right, so you've captured the spirit. You're looking for both of them to be laying down flat. So after you've captured them, you pick them up and then you do your second verse. Now, during your second verse, you want them to be standing up. So when they're standing up, both of them are standing up, that means the spirit has risen. So that is what you're looking for. Now, let's say you're doing all of this and it's just failing. Okay? Like, you've tried so many times, and typically if I've done it twice, and the horns just will not face correctly, they just keep laying like this. No matter how many times I've done it, they just keep laying like this. Typically that means that there's something really wrong with the spirit, and the spirit is very sad, very upset. So when that happens, you need to burn money, typically. I'm telling you guys this from experience for myself. 100% of the time it has worked. So whenever I've tried calling somebody's spirit and there's something that really, really bothered them, especially recently, maybe they had gotten into a huge argument, they're very heated and they're very upset about something, but I may not know about this. So typically I have to burn money at the door still. And not only now are you making all this noise and having a live chicken running around in a box, you're also burning money by the front door. And whenever I'm done burning the money, you burn the money for that individual spirit. So after I'm done burning the money and then I throw my horns, 100% of the time, it is done. Like, it works, man. Spirits like money. Okay. All right, you guys. Was that a lot of information? Because you do it again. Because... So, you know, you've gotten your divination tools to answer you. The family has accepted the rice with the egg and the incense sticks, and they take the chicken. They now have to kill the chicken and cook it. They have to boil the egg. They have to mix the rice, and then they put it all back into another platter. So this time the chicken is cooked and cut up. The egg is there, and then they literally put some cooked rice onto the side. The incense sticks, what a lot of people have been doing nowadays, because the incense sticks is actually red on the bottom part. They don't like it to dye the chicken, so they will wrap a napkin around it and then stick it into like the armpits of the chicken. So you could do that too. Then you bring that tray back up to the front door and you do it one more time. You have to hooply again a second time because this time everything, this was all like a promise. Like if the spirit comes back home, we're going to cook this chicken and cook this egg because there's going to be food and everything for the spirit. So when the spirit agrees and it enters into the home, that's when you really do have to uphold the promise, cook it all, and then present it again. So that is how you hooply. Okay. So, you know, if you don't have time for a whole chicken, just boil an egg. It's okay. Now, I do know some people, they only agree to hooply during certain times of the day, you know, and personally, I don't believe in that because some people try to do it early in the morning, like before the sun is fully risen. Some people will just use one egg. They don't need like the incense sticks and all that great jazz. They normally go out to like the forest or something, or like somewhere kind of deserted and they face a certain direction and they have an egg there. They leave the egg there though. So, you know, some people do that too. So it's really going to be up to your lineages and what you guys like to do, especially with your own family line. This is just traditionally what I would do during ceremonies. And whenever people ask me to hooply for them, this is what I do. And again, you know, it's good to have the individual eat the egg and the chicken, but you know, if they don't want to for whatever reason, just put the egg under their pillow. It's perfectly fine, especially if somebody is like traveling and they're not there when you're doing the hooply ceremony. Just put it under their pillow. It's perfectly fine as well. Oh, and if you guys have ever wondered why during ceremonies, whenever people do it, they boil a ton of eggs, like a boatload of eggs. It's so that everybody else's spirit who came that day to help out with the ceremony, their spirit doesn't feel like, oh, I'm not worth anything, so they didn't call my spirit. So it makes your spirit a little happy. And I'm just going to tell y'all, take that egg and eat it, okay? Just do it. Because for me, whenever, I kid you guys not, whenever somebody is getting their spirit called, even though I know it's not for me, even though my guides know it, they will stare that egg down. And it's like imagine the egg is here and I could be anywhere in the house. I will find my way to the egg. And like somebody could be talking to me and I'll be like, just keep looking at that egg. Like, because they just want to eat the egg. They are a little crazy. So they like to just take things. So they want to eat that egg. So definitely whenever you guys have ceremonies and there's extra eggs, just take the egg, okay? Just take it. Because you may not want to eat it, but trust me, your spirit wants to eat that egg. Oh man, I remember last year I went to California and I hooply for my whole family out there. And we had made the perfect amount of eggs for everybody. And there was a lot of them, okay? I made eggs for everybody. And then at the end, I didn't make one for myself. So I just kept staring at everybody's eggs. It was terrible. My mom was like trying to feed me, force feed me her egg. Like, just take the egg. I was like, no, I can't. It's your egg. All right, you guys. So this is going to be my ghostly update part towards the end of the video. I had this dream that, so this was several nights ago. I was sleeping and I went to bed before my boyfriend. And I had a dream that it was me, my boyfriend, and his friend, one of his close friends who comes over a lot. We're on his 3-season porch and we're just sitting out there hanging out. And I remember my boyfriend, he looked like he was kind of tired, you know, and it was kind of weird, but I was like, whatever. And I stood up and I said I was going to leave the room. And then my boyfriend's friend, he said something to me. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what he said to me. But he said something to me and it just pissed me off. Like something just came over me and I suddenly had a sword and I just cut his head off. Like just literally just cut his head off. Don't ask me why would I just cut his head off. Okay, I just did it. And all of a sudden what was my boyfriend behind me, he gets up and he lurches towards me. And I remember I see him and then I just drop kick him. I just like kick backwards and I just drop kick him. And then I wake up. Now I'm awake, but my eyes aren't open yet. But it's like, I know that I'm sensing myself, I'm waking up. And then all of a sudden, like, so like the bedroom's here and then there's like a hallway and like you go to like the other bedrooms in the bathroom. And then there's actually a dining room over here. And I heard very clearly in English, very loud, I'm coming. I'm coming. And I remember it was the man, because it was actually my boyfriend who I drop kicked because I didn't cut him. Okay, so because I didn't cut his head off the way I did to his friend in my dream, which was actually another demon, that one came out from my dream. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember I was laying there, I was like fighting and fighting. I was like, get up, wake up, wake up. He's literally coming. And I could hear him walking around from the dining room, coming towards the little hallway into the bedroom. And then finally my eyes flew open. And then I'm like forcing my body to move, because you know, like when you're just waking up but your body hasn't yet, it feels like you're almost floating but you're numb, like you almost can't feel the lower part of your body. And I remember I could locate like my legs, and I was like, move it, like just move your foot, like. And then finally I break it, and I break the spell, and then I moved my leg, and then I got up, and I was like, what the F? And then my boyfriend literally comes by, and he looks into the bedroom, and then he goes off towards the porch. But anyways, my boyfriend had been upstairs and he was coming downstairs. But so I was like, oh my God, like, so the thing, whatever it was, I didn't have like sleep paralysis where he climbed on me or anything like that. But man, this mother effer, like I was pissed when I woke up. Well, yeah, but that was like the very scary thing that happened to me recently. Nothing else scary has, oh yeah. I believe, and I'm trying to ignore it. That's the thing, because I tend to do things, like whenever things happen, I just ignore it. So the other day I was at work, and my trash bin by my desk is actually a little far from me, but it's always slid under my desk, right? And then I have drawers and everything like that. I remember I threw some stuff away, whatever. I'm busy doing my projects. All of a sudden, I push away from my desk and I turn around to get up, and my trash bin was standing like right in front of me. And I remember I looked down and I'm like because, okay, where I sit, it's very secluded. Nobody comes in there, and it's a really big cubicle. And I was like, mother effer, man. Like, because something has been trying to get my attention, and I'm purposely choosing to ignore it, because I don't have to kill it. Okay, so I've been purposely choosing to ignore it, but something has been like trying to get my attention. They've been doing really weird stuff, but I refuse to like slow my mind down to listen to see what they want, because I don't want to do that. I'm not interested. So I've just been constantly ignoring it, you know. So things happen. Yeah, so it's not a big deal. So alright, you guys, that's it for this video. It's getting really hot. It's like 90 degrees today. I have to turn my air conditioning off whenever I do these videos so that I start to get really hot. So until next week, you guys.